We visited Ontario's most famous beach and no one was there. This is Sandbanks Provincial Park. It's one of Canada's most iconic beaches, a place that draws hundreds of thousands of people every single year. People drive for hours and battle for parking just to get a tiny sliver of this famous sand. But we're not here for any of that. We came to see what it's like when everyone is gone. We arrived on the first day of spring with a simple question: what happens when you visit Ontario's most famous beach? And you have it all to yourself? Ah, Prince Edward County. If you're from Ontario, you just know. It's basically a synonym for summer. Wineries, farm stands, and of course, the beaches. For years, we've seen the pictures. It's the kind of place you need a battle plan for, booking permits 5 days in advance, showing up before 10 a.m. just to get a spot. It's a whole production. So, we had an idea. A slightly crazy idea. What if we just skip the summer chaos? What if we went on the very first day of spring? The weather forecast was, let's say, optimistic. A little sun, a little cloud, and a whole lot of that classic Ontario spring chill. We weren't packing for a beach day, we were bracing for a reality check. We figured we might find a few other curious people, maybe some local dog walkers. Driving the 2 hours from Toronto, as the city finally gave way to rolling hills, we talked about what we'd find. We pictured a quiet walk, maybe some extra elbow room. We were not prepared for the truth. It wasn't just quiet. It was a silence so huge, so profound, it felt like we discovered a secret world. Section 1, North Beach and the First Shock of Silence. Our first stop wasn't the main Sandbanks gate, but a different section of the park called North Beach. In the summer, even this part of the park gets slammed, acting as the overflow for the main event down the road. But today, the entrance was still. The air was cool, smelling of damp earth and the distant lake. We pulled into a completely empty parking lot and walked over a dune. And there it was. Our first glimpse of an empty shoreline. It was stunning. The beach was this wide, pale ribbon separating the choppy, steel blue of Lake Ontario from a line of sleeping trees. The sand, which people say is like velvet, was firm and damp, and totally unmarked. No footprints. No people. Just us. The first thing that hits you is the sound. Or, really, the lack of it. No music, no chatter, no kids yelling. Just the steady rhythm of waves on the sand and the wind whistling through the bare branches. It was a quiet so deep it felt like a discovery all on its own. We walked along the 1,200-meter shoreline, feeling like explorers on a new coast. Sure, the Caribbean feel people talk about was missing a few dozen degrees, but the raw beauty of the sand against the water was breathtaking. You start noticing the little things you'd miss in a crowd. The patterns the wind etched into the sand. How the waves perfectly sorted the pebbles at the water's edge. A hawk circling way up high. This wasn't just an empty beach, it was a living landscape, and we could finally hear it breathe. We knew the main dunes were next, but North Beach had already changed the mission. We weren't just looking for fewer people. We were chasing this feeling. This impossible, beautiful quiet. Driving to the main Sandbanks area now felt different. The anticipation had shifted. It wasn't about seeing a famous park anymore, it was about seeing its soul. We pulled up to the gate, paid our fee, and entered a ghost town. The parking lots, big enough for hundreds of cars, were just vast stretches of asphalt. We saw one other car. One. We headed straight for Dunes Beach, the park's crown jewel. This is the spot. It's home to the world's largest freshwater behemoth barrier dune system, a wild landscape carved by glaciers about 12,500 years ago. Some of these dunes tower up to 25 meters, as high as a multi-story building. Walking from the car, the scale of the place just unfolds. You follow the path, and then, boom, the world opens up. It's hard to capture the feeling of seeing those dunes without a soul on them. It was like stepping into a painting of the Sahara. Golden, rolling hills of sand stretched out as far as we could see, their ridges cut sharp by the wind. We started down the Sandbanks Dunes Trail, a 2.5-kilometer loop that winds through this incredible place. The boardwalks, built to protect the fragile plants, were all ours. In that silence we found at North Beach. It was even deeper here. Standing in a valley between two massive dunes, the wind just stopped, and the quiet became absolute. It was so thick you could almost feel it. We stopped talking and just listened to the sound of our own breathing. Climbing to the top of a dune, the view was just epic. On one side, the calm, protected waters of West Lake. On the other, the powerful, massive expanse of Lake Ontario. And all around us, these silent, sandy giants, completely empty. In summer, these hills would be alive with families sliding down in a constant buzz of activity. Today, the only tracks were from the morning's birds. We spent hours just wandering. We walked the ridges, feeling the sand give way, watching the wind lift fine grains into the air. We saw the tough, gnarled roots of trees clinging to life in a place that seems like it shouldn't support any. We noticed the unique wetland areas, called pans, that are nestled between the dunes, rare ecosystems you'd normally rush right past. This is the side of Sandbanks that most visitors never get to see. It's a place that forces you to slow down, to look closer, and to appreciate the raw beauty that's usually buried under all the summer fun. As the afternoon light started to fade, the sun began to dip, throwing long shadows across the dunes and painting the sky soft shades of orange and pink. The golden hour at Sandbanks is famous, but having it all to yourself is a whole other level. We found a spot on a west-facing dune and just watched the day end. The contrast was everything. Thinking of this exact spot in July, buzzing with energy, and then feeling the bone-deep peace of this moment. It wasn't better, just a different kind of magic. The summer version is about community and shared fun. This off-season version was about solitude, reflection, and connecting with the place itself. It's a powerful reminder that the park isn't just a playground, it's a living thing with its own rhythm. In visiting in the spring, a major stop for migrating birds, felt like we were finally in sync with it. As dusk settled, the chill came back. We packed up, took one last look at the empty dunes under the twilight sky, and headed for the car. A day of quiet had left us feeling peaceful and, honestly, pretty hungry. Our last stop was in Picton, the heart of the county, at a place called 555 Brewing Company. Walking in was like re-entering civilization in the best possible way. Their motto is pints, pizza, plants. And that pretty much sums up the vibe. It's a casual, family-run spot, and the warm, welcoming buzz was the perfect antidote to the crisp spring air. The smell of a wood-fired pizza oven hit us right away. We ordered a couple of their craft beers and a pizza and just soaked it all in. It was the perfect bookend to the day, sharing a hot meal, surrounded by happy chatter, thinking about the incredible silence we had just left behind. It was a day of total contrast, the vast, empty wild and the warm, cozy pub. And that, right there, is the perfect Prince Edward County experience. This trip taught us something important. We spend so much time chasing the sun, the heat, the peak season hype. But sometimes, the best stories are found when you deliberately do the opposite. When you take the season less traveled. If you think the best adventures happen when you step off the beaten path, hit that subscribe button. And let us know in the comments, what famous place would you love to see completely empty? Driving home on those dark country roads, it felt like we'd been let in on a secret. Prince Edward County isn't just for summer. It's a place with something to offer in every single season. But in the quiet of an early spring day, before the crowds arrive, it offers something incredibly rare, the chance to see a famous place as if you're the first person to ever discover it. A chance to find a quiet so deep, it stays with you long after you've gone.